For that's what you are. You are confined to the icy north of Icewind Dale. The only passageway out is through the dangerous trek of the Spine of the World mountains. But a never-ending blizzard ravages its single highway. You could try to charter a voyage across the sea of moving ice, if you feel brave enough to face the pirates, or fool enough to face the crushing ice. It's been 2 years since the Rime began. 2 years since the sun failed to rise, and 2 years since the winter failed to end. But Icewind Dale is inhabited by hardy folk. Fishers, hunters, miners. The Goliaths who live in the mountains, the nomadic tribes who travel across the Arctic tundra, never staying put for long. The pirates of the Sea of Moving Ice. And the inhabitants of 10 towns. 10 communities of different sizes. Tens of people to tens of thousands of people. Living in the far north is never easy. But the seemingly lasting Rime has tested many of its people. Of late, a church has started to take root in 10 towns. The Church of Oriel the Frostmaiden, a deity of cold indifference and winter's cruel beauty. And the church claims she is the one that's causing this everlasting rime. And the goddess must be appeased. So the priests are now encouraging a sacrifice every new moon when Icewind Dale is at its darkest. Termalaine, where our adventure begins, sacrifices its warmth, snuffing every candle, dousing every fire, and its residents hold close to stave off the threat of frostbite. Well, most people sacrifice their heat. There are others who have chosen to rebel. But now, as the sun fails to rise, on the morning after a sacrifice to warmth, the only light is the eerie glow of the aurora above, a new daily feature of 10 towns, and it gives the residents a dim light to spend the next handful of hours getting their business done. We find ourselves with Baskia, waking up in the inn that she currently lives in. It is warm. Very warm in this plain and simple room. Bed, single dresser, bedside table. You've got a bundle of clothes kept to one side. The dog is whining. But Baskia, it is eerily warm in here. Given that this was the day that you sacrifice your heat, you can hear the crackle of a fire as you wake. And as you wipe the sleep from your eyes, you see crouching in front of a fire at the end of the bed is a woman. An elven woman with black hair pulled back into a single ponytail, already dressed in simple black and brown leathers, a cloak already hung over her shoulders, ready to tackle the icy chill of Termalaine outside. She is currently throwing a log onto the fire as you wake.
You're still here.
I was hoping that I wasn't going to be when you woke.
That is not surprising. Hello?
Sorry, I wanted to get to Lonelywood before the aurora stops. I know you understand. You understand, right?
Yeah, I I absolutely understand. Um, yeah, no, I'm busy. I've got stuff to do today as well.
Good,
Thanks for the fire, though.
good.
That's super helpful.
Yes, well, I'm not one for these silly superstitions, so I'd rather be warm than freezing my tits off in Termalaine, to be completely honest. Well, it was good seeing you.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, it was good to see you. It was good.
I
Good.
I wasn't quite sure if you were going to you meant what you said, that you were going to come back. I didn't expect you to walk in the middle of the night and wake me up. It was nice.
I'm glad that it was a nice surprise. And there are lots of different ways to keep warm during these superstitious evenings.
There is. And what is it that you get up to before you wake me on a new moon?
I mean, that is a story perhaps for another time, but right now, you've got places to be, people to see.
Well, if you want to come find me in Lonelywood, maybe you can tell me the story.
All right.
All right. Next time, Baskia.
Sounds good.
And she stands up, shoulders back. She's a very confident woman. You can see she's got a rapier at her side. She picks up a large leather satchel, throws it over her shoulder, smiles at you, and opens the door and walks out, gently closing it behind her.
As soon as she goes, I'll like fling myself back on the pillow and like with the duvet up over my head and be like,
and as you do that, you hear from outside the muffled voices of Trix talking to someone.
oh shit.
Sefik, what are you doing here? Well, you know, I've got deliveries to make just like you. This was our next port of call. You got out of Targos pretty quickly. Making sure your name didn't get put on the ballot, I suppose. Well, you know, I'm not in for these silly superstitions. But I had places to be. I wasn't trying to run away from anything. I've got a delivery to make in Lonelywood. So you can just mind your own business, Zevik. Oh, you don't need to be so cold. Fine. Go your way. It was good to see you. Beware the storm. You can see it rolling in. Yes. And you can hear her footfalls going down the corridor. Before you hear a and you hear the door slightly creak. Not as if someone's going to open it, but someone just putting their hand against it.
I will jump out of bed to be ready to like not allow that door to open.
And as you jump out of the bed, ready to brace against whatever is trying to get in, a good minute passes. And there is no noise. You don't even hear footfalls of anyone walking away, but you can just innately sense that whatever or whoever was standing at the door is gone.
Creepy. Yeah, she'll start gathering clothes which are probably strewn about the bedroom and start dressing.
And as you finish getting dressed and you stand ready to take on the day, what does Baskia look like? Who do we see here?
So yeah, she is a pallid elf monk. She has white hair pulled back in a ponytail, quite similar actually to Trix's in terms of style, but very much white. She has obviously beautiful elven ears. Those ears have a variety, maybe 3 to 4 rings in each one, and on her left one there's like a chain that links 2 of them together. Her eyes are blue, but in low light, which in this environment it's often very low light.
Always. Same with
Always low
Zoe.
light. They flash sort of bright, so it's almost like they're glowing. She's pretty androgynous, to be honest. She wears a high roll neck black sort of top with like no sleeves. Her arms look like they could be quite muscly, but she hasn't quite got there yet. Like she's trying, she's just not quite there yet. She's got like comfy slacks on, and then like leather boots that sort of come up over the top of the bottom of the slacks. She has a belt that's like the caramelly color of the axe beak that Trix rides. And in that there's like a dart that's like threaded in there just for like safekeeping. And then at the back of that, when she's got it all kind of on, there's like a very simple like leather carrier for her short sword, which like sort of she just pops in behind and it kind of hangs at the back of her. And that's Baskia.
And as you leave your room and you head downstairs, you walk down the stairs of the inn, and you can hear the voice, a very breathy, faint voice of someone singing. You would know this to be Marta. Often singing as she works, humming, preparing the inn for any arrivals. You hear the song. You actually hear words which you don't always hear. You hear, ahead of winter when she came, the lovely woman with no name, draped in a fur-lined coat of red, the icy lake she fled. The wind pursued her all the same, as sure as night she's dead. And she just continues to hum and sing as she sweeps up the inn downstairs.
I'll head on down, and sort of presumably sort of bump into her as I'm heading towards wherever I can grab breakfast at the inn. Marsha, that is Ugwam. That is it's a little dark for the morning, don't you think?
Oh, morning, Baskia. Sorry I didn't hear you come down.
That's all right.
Food's on the bar. Help yourself. Should give you plenty of fuel before a work day after a night of sacrifice. Yes, it was a song my mother sung to me when I was growing up.
That is, that's nice. I think I've heard you humming it. I don't know if I've ever really tuned into the words, but I mean, it's very very lullaby sounding. Did Clyde have a good night? How's he doing?
The potion, that you got, it helped a lot, given how close we were during the coldness of last night. He smelt less and needed to use bedpan less, which is great because that doesn't help the smell. No. To be honest, it knocked him right out. So please thank your Baskia. Is it the cunning woman you've been going to?
I feel like, Marta, just don't worry about it. Like it, it's just you're getting it from me. I'm just glad that it works on so many levels.
I just hear things about her, strange things, and look, if it's, I appreciate your privacy if you don't want to tell me where it comes from, and it does the job, but you'll tell me if it's coming from the cunning woman, won't you?
I would always let you know. I just don't feel like you need to know it comes from me, you know? It comes from me to you, and that's where it comes from. What have you heard about this cunning woman anyway? Isn't she just some old lady that lives in the woods?
Yeah, that's really weird, Baskia. Living in it is freezing out there. It is winter non-stop. No one can survive out there unless they're touched by the Frostmaiden, and then you just want to stay as far away from them as possible.
Yes, that would definitely be, I would say, cause for concern. But as I say, I think let's just be grateful that it works. Let's just be grateful that it gives you some time to, desensitize. And I'll just keep getting it for you for as long as we need it,
Of course, you're right. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It was so rude of me.
Marta, you are very hard on yourself. You have your feelings. We talk about it. You're feeding me. I'm going to go get you some fish in a minute. It's going to be a great day. Don't even worry about it.
And you see that she's got her hand and she's fiddling. She's got this necklace with a ring attached to it, and it's this little like brass ring, but it's like a ring lined with fur. And on the top of it, you can see these two foxes that are like sort of curling in together, and she's just sort of rubbing it with a thumb, and she says, "Yes, of course. Well," and then you see this smile. I saw your friend this morning.
So Baskia will get a little bit red. It's a little shade red.
She was asking for you when she went to bed last night what time to expect you home, and I said I thought you were already home, and then she looked quite crestfallen.
Oh, that Marcia, between friends, that is excellent news from my point of view. But yes, thank you for opening our home to her, and I'm sorry that I wasn't here when she arrived. So I appreciate that you looked after her, and I appreciate that you fed back that little nugget of information.
Well, you must go. I don't want you to be late. Thank you for everything. I really mean it.
Martha, I'm going to grab some breakfast and I'm going to get out of your hair.
And you grab up your breakfast, grab some food, and you start making your way out the door, heading towards the docks, most likely, to start your day of fishing. However, you are incredibly startled. Well, maybe not. When you open the door and you see standing out front with a tall axe beak, a caramel feathered large bird, similar to sort of like an ostrich, but sort of bigger neck, bigger head, with a huge beak with sort of a big hook on the end, and holding on to the reins of this axe beak, you see Trix, who is very pensively staring out across the woods that are on the edge of Termalaine, to a large bank of rolling clouds that you can see in the darkness, which are covering and already swallowing the night sky.
Not off, I see. Would it be anything to do with that? Have I ever seen anything like that before? Is that that's something big, like a big storm?
It's a big blizzard rolling in. Yeah, I'm heading in that direction, and I'm wondering if I should not. Do you think the inn has space for one more for another night, Baskia?
It's very full, Trix. We've got such a heavy backlog of people. Now, if you're happy to share, I could probably find someone to share with you. How would you feel about that?
Sharing, I mean, it would very much depend on who I was sharing with.
That's true. I do know, like, a blonde elven woman. She's quite cool. Like, she's kind of stacked. Like, she's got some cool vibes about her. I feel like her room's quite tidy. You could probably just bunk up in there for a bit.
I've heard that isn't the case. In fact, many articles of clothing are often just strewed about her room.
That I have also heard, but I could probably have a word with her just just to maybe tidy up a fraction. She is going to go to work. I think she's already at work actually now. So when you go in, her room may be a
Right.
mess. You just
Okay.
need to. I mean, you'd be
Right.
welcome to tidy it up yourself if you
Oh,
like.
would I? I'm.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure she'd be very grateful if I did that
Yeah,
for her.
you know,
Yeah.
just
Should I
but
just let myself
honestly,
in?
yeah,
Yeah.
I think that would be for the best. I think you know where you're going.
I think I can guess which room it is.
Okay.
I'll just sort this one out and sort of cocks a head towards Biscoff, the Axebeak, as she starts to sort of take it around the back of the inn, turning and smiling at you as she walks off, and lets you go on about your day. One last thing before we move on to our next little vignette is you make your way down through Termalaine. Termalaine's quite a small. It's about 100 people, maybe 120 people big. Small wooden houses with various sort of stylings in the woodwork of genies and dragons and wizard staves are all carved into the wood. Not a lot of stone is used within Icewind Dale. There's a lot of sort of wood, which is often decorated with carvings. As you walk about the town, you can see people are utilizing the aurora at the moment, giving them enough light to go about their business. So the streets are quite busy, busier than normal, and there are a lot of people funneling towards the docks. And as you make your way towards the docks, you can start to hear quite a hubbub of noise. Crescendoing as you reach the center of the docks, where you see Vernon, who runs the Blue Clam, who also runs the fishery, and is sort of head honcho of both of those locations. A wide-set human man, patchy sort of wild brown hair. He's got sort of scars across his face and across his arms. He's a hunter by nature and sort of just ended up in these two positions. And he is surrounded at the moment by all of these, by these men and women who you don't often see. And you hear things like, "Oh, look, you're the only one who's got any work going on in town." And someone else goes, "Look, this is the third time this has happened this year. You've got to help us." And someone else going, "Oh, wait, I heard we should all move to Targos. They got work there. Maybe we'll just take our business there." And he goes, "All right, everyone. All right, calm down. I'll see what I can do, but we can barely get into the lake at the moment. It's frozen over. Look, and if you want to take some saws and you want to get out there and start cutting some holes in so you can get the bloody knuckle-headed trout, be my guest. But I ain't paying anyone a single copper until I see a fish on my bench, all right? If you want to work, you go out of work, you fish. You bring me that, and I'll buy what I can from you, all right? I'm sorry you're in this position. I'll do what I can." And as you approach this throng, you are thrusted into sort of a day of work amongst miners, people who don't often or ever fish. Some you maybe have to show the ropes. Some people are trying to prove themselves, maybe trying to change careers, showing off to Verin. But you, at this stage, get on with your work for the day. As we turn to someone else, currently standing about a half a mile from town, up a winding slope that leads to a small hill that overlooks Termalaine, and they stand in front of a large cave into darkness. Mining carts and pickaxes and shovels lie abandoned, and what would usually be a very busy morning of miners arriving and getting ready for their day, the little Pignut stands in silence.
Not
And
actually a pig nut.
well, Pignut, would you like to let us know what you look like and what you're doing?
Yeah. Um. So Pignut is a small snow white colored herringon or like a rabbit type creature. It has really patchy matted fur with ice blue tips. He wears a bandana over his head and he has these small little stubby ears poking out. One ear is black and the other one's white and has the white one has like a couple of earrings in it. His ears are very stiff. And he has to move them independently because they've got rigor mortis and he just can't control them anymore. But they still work. He has really large, piercing ice blue eyes, and if you get close enough, you can see that he has no eyelids. He has two front rabbit teeth, which are quite large and jagged, and he's about 3 feet tall. And he's very squat. He's very fluffy. He's got rounded features. He sort of waddles around everywhere, but he's still very light on his feet. And from a distance, like he looks like a cute fluffy bunny, but then when you're up close with him, he's just quite unsettling to look at. His clothes are really dirty. Spending most of his time in nature, and well, he lives in that cave that we're standing outside of. And he carries a satchel, which is always full of vegetables and things. And he has a quiver as well and a longbow.
And you would expect a throng of people coming and going, getting ready for work at this time. And you're here. Usually, you would be in the mine already, gathering your bits and bobs ready for market. But you are arriving to this mine this morning to gather your things, and there's no one here.
Hello?
Just hear the the wind whipping through the mountains.
Where is everybody?
You get a faint echo, but from that echo you get this sort of, it's weird, you have this when you're near the mine, and there are many reasons that you have found a home within the mine, but one of them is there's this like resonance, that this homeliness to it. And as you sort of call out and you get the echo, you feel that kind of vibration, that resonance go through you, and you feel a sense of being drawn in and being home and being comfortable.
Oh. Can I make it more homely then while no one's here?
Yeah, what would you like to do?
Can I make a snowman? Like a snow rabbit? Snow bunny?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. What does it? Yeah, you build a snow bunny. What does it look like?
Yeah, because every time I've tried to make them before, but like nobody really likes them. So yeah, I'm just gonna build like a big old just like maybe a family of rabbits, maybe a fox as well if I can, if I have time. And also maybe one of like an old lady as well, and maybe an elven woman. They're going to be really ugly, but I've got like they'll use my vegetables. I'm like to give them eyes and noses and things like that, and like I don't think he's very artistic, so they're not gonna look like much, but to him he just wants a bit of character. He wants a bit of fun.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, there's strewn amongst like sort of randomly placed in between mining carts and barrels and piles of sort of earth and rubble that they've pulled out of the mine. There are these snow bunnies and snow elves and snow old women and little foxes all dotted around. But as you head into the mine to gather your things for market, you head in, big sort of open, area where a lot of the miners are checked in and out. You can see there's more supplies piled up everywhere. And you can see an inner door that leads into the mine proper. And the door is closed and padlocked, which is quite common overnight. But it should be open by now. Luckily, where you reside isn't through there. You're through a little tunnel to the left. And as you make your way through the tunnel, you can hear the rush of a stream, an underground stream. And you emerge into a little warren, a little den, with a stream running through it, going in from one wall, disappearing into another wall. What do we see in your little warren? What's here? What makes it Pignuts?
Oh, I think it's very simple. He doesn't have much. I think the main thing will be like a big old section of the ground where he's attempting to grow all of his vegetables. And I suppose he'll just have like a little rollout bed. Like it'll be really dirty. But he just doesn't have much. He's a simple rabbit with I think I suppose some of the vegetables will be pulled out. We have a little section of just trying to organize them all. But maybe also as he goes in, maybe I think he'll want to inspect the soil.
Yeah.
Just to make sure that everything's looking all right.
Yeah, as you go, and you've been remarkably having a very good harvest recently. You're definitely, the vegetables are bigger. They're still odd shaped and wrinkly, but they are slightly bigger and a little bit more plump and juicy. As much as these vegetables that are grown underground, which have lost a lot of their pigmentation, they look semi-appetizing. But as you go through the soil is the same as it always is. You get a lot of nutrients coming through. It's why you started growing vegetables here to begin with. But what you notice is this colored powder, which you've been spotting on your vegetables for a little while now. And recently discovered it's a type of mold. It's a type of strange toxin that is just scattered across the various.
Is it everywhere?
It's quite sporadically randomed. It's across the vegetables. It's not sort of seems to be centralized, but it's not sort of an even spread either. But you can't sort of see where it's sort of originating from.
Oh. And do I know that it's a toxin, so I know now that it's not healthy to eat?
It's
a little bit got in.
Yeah, it's not. It's got a toxic substance to it. What that toxin does, you are unsure of.
Well, I better get to work then, because I can't sell dodgy vegetables. So if there's a little stream there, I'm going to collect all the vegetables that are ready for pluck, and I'm going to wash them.
And you wash them all up, and you spend sort of the next half an hour getting them all ready for market. You load them up into your barrel, into your cart. I don't know how you.
Oh, I've just got I think I've just got a big old satchel. I don't think
chuck them in your bag.
Chuck them in the bag. Yeah, I've got a little napkin, big old blanket that I put them out on the floor.
Great.
For everyone to look at.
And you clean them as best as you can. They seem like they're okay. You've gotten rid of most of the dust off them. And you make.
No, I'm just saying they'll never know. They'll never know.
And you make your way to the market hall, which is in the center of Termalaine. It is a large building with a hole in the roof, which is odd, but that is because they have a big fire that they set up in the center of the market hall to keep it warm. And a lot of people come there throughout many parts of the day to, one, do all their shopping, to keep warm, to have their lunches and their dinners. It's both a market hall and a communal space for the entire community. And you watch as you set up, you put down your blanket and start spreading out your vegetables. You see the towns guard are bringing in big logs and bits of wood to restart the fire. And as you look around, you can see most of the sellers have arrived late, holding themselves close, look a little bit pale from a night of no heat, of being freezing, of not being allowed to have a fire or candle, as this fire in the center of the market hall was doused last night. You set up your stall, and across the way, you can see that another stall is being set up, one that you've not seen before. A large wagon pulled by a couple of axe beaks have been brought into the market hall, with a sign on the side of the wagon which reads Torgers. You can see a stout dwarven woman, big red curly hair, in almost sort of a lion's mane. She has an eye patch. She's got scars across her body. She's wearing dented and well-worn heavy armor. She's got several or a handful of guards with her as well. Looks like bodyguards. And this is quite common. This it looks like Torgs is a traveling merchant who goes from town to town. You do notice one of her guards is a well-built man in his 30s, wearing a blue vest, and with matching sort of brown trousers and boots, with a shirt underneath, a billowy shirt with its sleeves rolled up, and he has piercing bright blue eyes. But the biggest thing that you notice out, and everyone has noticed about him, is it's cold. And he wears no winter coat, no furs, no wools around his body, no scarves, no gloves. A lot of his skin is just bare and out the elements. And he stands there, seeming to be in charge of all the sort of the other sort of security with Torgers. And he's like, right, put that weapon rack there. Yeah, no, come on, Brent. No, we're going to put those lots there. Look, you dropped them last time. They got dented everywhere. Look, I know, we'll sell them this time. It's fine. We'll say they're rustic. And he's sort of helping and sort of orchestrating with the woman in charge, the dwarven woman. As you are setting up, you are sort of watching the scene. You hear Pignut, psst, over here. And you can see hiding behind sort of these barrels, you can see the late teen, early 20, slender, messy brown hair of Damo sort of peering out from behind some barrels. Oi, Pignut!
Hey, what are you doing over there hiding?
I need to talk to you, Pignut!
Oh, I look down at all my wares and worry about them being stolen. So I just like put a little blanket over the top of them, and then I come over and... Are we playing games?
No, I need you. And he sort of grabs you and pulls you close. He goes, I need to talk to you about your wares, about what you sold me.
I know. What? Did you have a lovely, lovely meal with that one carrot you bought from me yesterday?
And an eggplant.
And an eggplant. I'm so
Yes.
sorry. Yes.
Look, are you allowed to sell this stuff?
I'm allowed to sell this stuff. It's all homegrown.
It's
Very
homegrown.
healthy.
And you feel just confident just flaunting this out in the open? Like, did you worry? Do you worry who might find out?
I don't understand. Why should I be worried? I'm just selling some lovely healthy things to help people with their diet and their bowel movement.
It certainly had a healthy effect on me last night.
Oh,
Look,
you're welcome.
they're safe.
Got some more?
His eyes go wide. Of course, I want some more. I just do you have like a regular supply? Are you the only supply? Have you thought about expanding your business?
I haven't. But you know what would be really useful if you talked about this really loudly outside my stall, because that might attract some other people.
Well, as a self-professed town crier, I will be happy to do that. But I just need to know that you or I will not get in trouble for selling these vegetables.
You're like missing something. What's wrong about
Pignut.
selling vegetables?
Pignut. I did not go home last night. I went into the woods and they spoke to me. They told me all of their secrets. And then I danced with them. Have you ever danced with a tree? I have. It was the most amazing experience, feeling the bark and the foliage just across my body. I took off all of my clothes and I danced with them. Pignut, I built a fire. I built a fire on a night of the sacrifice and I danced naked for hours. It was glorious.
Oh.
But I just worry, Pignut, that should you be selling such things should this be available to everyone? Do you understand?
Oh, I'm sure. I don't know where I got these gifts of being able to to grow these vegetables, but I feel very lucky. I've obviously been touched by the vegetable gods. And if they wanted you to let loose, like you did, then that's meant to be.
All right.
I mean, everyone's a bit glum here, aren't they? I mean, so if it can if they want to get naked and dance with a tree, why not? I think it's a good thing.
All right. We just have to be clever about this. I think we could franchise this. We could look. Let's have a meeting later on this evening. We'll discuss. I think I can advertise your business, but I do expect a cut. I think we will increase your sales tenfold. Easily.
Really?
Easily.
That people will actually buy things from me apart from you?
I think we can start a franchise all across 10 towns with what you're selling. But we have to be smart, all right? We can't all be dancing around fires in the middle of a sacrifice.
I've never done that, though.
And as you sort of say that, you hear, hey, sorry, I just need to, and a barrel is moved, and you see this gentleman, the well-built 30-year-old with the piercing blue eyes, is pulling down this barrel, goes, oh, sorry, I didn't expect to find you here, and sort of looks at you, Pignut, and an eyebrow
neighbor.
is cocked.
Hi.
Hi.
You need a hand? He's put his little paws up to help move things.
Yeah, sure. And he'll just hand you the barrel.
Where would you like it?
If you can just put it through over by Toggers, that'd be great.
Yo, mine's Pignut. We're neighbors. We're stall neighbors.
Sefik, it's good to meet you. And as you sort of wander off with the barrel, you sort of look over your shoulder, and Sefik says something to Damo, and Damo's eyes go wide, and then looks to the ground, and then looks back up and nods, and leaves.
Oh.
Sefik comes back and joins you. He goes, "Ah, thanks, little one. That's brilliant. That's brilliant. Hey, if you need anything from us, let me know. Shop through me. I might be able to get you a little cheeky discount for the help you've been doing."
Oh, thank you. You're very, very kind. What are you selling?
Well, as you see, and he sort of indicates, we got weapons of all sorts. We've got adventuring gear, gear to sort of to tackle on the snow and ice of Icewind Dale. Got all sorts. Anything you need, we sell it. And as you look over it, it's a hodgepodge of stuff. Like, yeah, there's a rack of weapons, but it's like one short sword, a whip, and an axe with a dent in the handle, and then there's just a bag of ball bearings, another bag of ball bearings, and then a whole lot of pitons sort of in a row. Some of them sort of dent. Then there's sort of a display case of jewelry. There's a whole hodgepodge of stuff here. Well, if you need anything, we're here all day. But look, I can see you've got your stall over there, and I don't want to.
Yeah, come and have a look at my wares. And I'll take him by the hand, and I'll just sort of skip over to my stall if you'll come with me. Yeah. And I'll reveal the vegetables. I'll be like, "You look very cold, and I've been told that if you have a carrot and or an eggplant, it'll warm you up in no time. You won't even need your clothes. Full stop."
And as you take your hand, you do realize even through your fur that his skin is ice cold. As you pull him over, and he goes, "A carrot and an eggplant can do all that. Well, maybe we could do a trade."
Oh yeah, what would you trade?
And he sort of like pats down, and he pulls out this tiny little black crystal. With really rough, it's a little bit like obsidian, but rather than sort of almost like a purpley glow to it, it's got like a silvery golden sort of shimmer to it. How's about a bit of this? I found it on the trek over here.
Oh wow! Do you know what that is?
Not a clue.
Oh, that looks really shiny, and will an eggplant and a carrot do it? I've got some sprouts too.
You know what? Chuck in a couple of sprouts as well. I'll take it all. Hand it over.
Thank you, Zefik. Oh gosh, 2 sales in 24 hours. That's amazing.
Business is booming.
Yes, it is.
And as he sort of grabs up the vegetable and party, he wanders off. And the market sort of explodes with activity. The fire is lit and plumes of smoke come out the top of the market hall. And your day of sales begin. And you do find a few people come up asking about your vegetables and about the properties and the things that they can do. And you do manage to sell and make a good handful of copper over the next couple of hours.
I feel like Pignut will have also sort of carved using some of the vegetables, like just carved like a little scene of like a fire and people just dancing naked around it, but like the people are made of carrots and things like that, just to sort of vegetable art.
Yeah.
Kind of a shame that he washed them now.
I know. I'm not sure he's clicked on yet that's what caused the thing. He's not the sharpest tool.
But as the fire rages in the market house and the miners start to fish, far off in the woods, in a clearing, a fire has nearly burnt out. And a large, charred bear has finished burning as the cunning woman is starting her day. And what is Topiary doing at this time?
She's going to get up fairly late because they were drinking last night, and is going
to shuffle around, maybe collect some of the charcoal to add to her stacks for potions and things. So in her cave she'll have herbs and stuff hanging off the walls drying out, some pots, maybe like you could see where they look handmade, like she's gone and got some clay and made some small pots and pieces, and has glass things. Of course there's a small distillery set up, so she might just chuck a few more acorns in the top to keep that going.
Yeah, very good, very good. And as you're doing this, what is the picture of Topiary? Who do we see? What do they look like?
So she's a hunched figure, hooded and shawled, these black robes, and she leans on a kind of like a metal stick as she walks. It's thin at the bottom and thick and rounded at the top. And she kind of waddles and cracks along. So she's probably about 4-ish feet, kind of a hunched and round and bit wide. And she kind of waddles and cracks along as she walks, and she's dusty and dirty. So she lives here, she lives in the woods, and she looks like she definitely sleeps in the woods. Kind of, yeah, dusty, dirty, a bit greenery sticking out.
And I think we've gotten to about midday at this point, so I'm just going to let the dog out. There you go. And we've gotten to about midday at this point, and you had a meeting at midday. You had a meeting with the town speaker, and the aurora is beginning to die out, signaling, we're getting, we're probably about midday now. There's probably only a couple more hours of the aurora left. And he's not here. And he should be. And he's he's a very good client. And he's not arrived.
I'm going to be preparing a herbal tea mix in a pouch, and tying it up, and then wondering where he is. I'll look out into the woods to see if I can see any sign of him.
Yeah, you look out, but you just see the dark woods in front of you. You can hear the rustle of the trees. You can hear the wind is picking up, and you look up and you can see a storm is barreling in and will be probably on the town by the time the day's over. But there is no sign of the town speaker.
She kind of hates going to town. What she might just do in the meantime to kill some more time, start to barricade the front of the cave, knowing that so she might move some of those herbs to the back and pull across some kind of coverage, some branches, and imagine branches and woven in with reeds to kind of cover the front.
And as you're doing that, how long do you wait? Do you not go into town at all? Do you just go, well, his loss? Or is there a time until you go, no, I'll go in town, I'll go and find him? Or would you just stay where you were?
Just stay where she is.
Yeah, okay.
She told him to come here.
Yeah. So midday passes. The aurora finishes a few hours after that. So equivalent of what we'd know about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, but it is now dark again. The market is beginning to die off. The miners have gotten frustrated with their day and are now trying to figure out what else they can do as they don't have work. And you hear the crack and the crunch of twigs and branches and you then hear the voice. Please, I have told you, I just need a walk by myself. I just need to be by myself for a moment. Just give myself. The town speaker needs to think. I don't care if you're a priest. I don't care who you've brought with you. I just need a moment.
I'm gonna hide.
And as you hide, you get the sense that he thought he was on his own and has sort of been beset on by these other people. And you can hear the voice of the town speaker of Orus, the half-orc, young for a town speaker. He's sort of in his 30s, recently elected in a very, very close election. It was a near 50-50 split. And as you peek out from where you're hiding, you can see the half-orc Orus is standing with a priest wrapped in thick fur dyed light blue, with sort of a large sort of headdress on with various baubles and other sort of paraphernalia, all sort of light blue and ice-like. Icicles sort of style jewelry all over his body. And you hear him say, "But please, town speaker, I am here at the behest of Oriel themselves." And you hear Orus goes, No, you're really not. You're not, okay? Please, whatever you need, you can bring this to me later. This is of the utmost important. Look, please speak to this gentleman. He has the word of Oriel within him. And you can see there's this third figure with him, this broad-shouldered man in his 30s, black hair pulled back, light blue vest with brown and black matching boots, sleeves rolled up, ice blue eyes. Our audience will know this as Sefik is standing with the priest. He says, "Look, all that I told the priest and now have been dragged through the woods to tell you, which, it's a very, very nice woods, but I do need to get back to the market. But I just want to pass on that when we came into town, we saw that, we saw smoke. We saw smoke during the new moon in Termalaine. And we know that means that people weren't listening to the word of Oriel. And that is very important. You must know how important that is, town speaker." And you hear him, he just sort of grunts. And he's sort of pacing and sort of he can't stand still. And speaking with the priest, I said that, I see 2 plumes of smoke in the woods. I see one coming from the center of town. There are people here who are shunning the word. And maybe sacrificing warmth isn't the best thing for you to do. Maybe you need to sacrifice more. Maybe you need to think about what Targos do. Maybe you need to start a ballot. Maybe what Termalaine needs is sacrifice of the flesh. And you hear Orus goes, "I am not. Do you understand me?" And he walks right up to Sefik. "Do you understand me? I am not sacrificing my people to placate a fictitious god." And the priest goes, "Fictitious you may believe, but we have not seen the sun in 2 years. That is not fictitious, town speaker. I don't care what it is. Just go. Go about your days. We will talk about this tonight. Go." And Sefik kind of goes, "Look, there's no point in talking to a man who's traipsing through the wood, who is obviously trying to get away from you, sir. So why don't you show me the church, and we will put a prayer in for our good town speaker." Oh, Sefik, you are such a worldly man, such a good-souled man. Come, I will show you our small parish. And they wander back off into town. And before they're out of earshot, you hear, "Ah!" As Oris just howls out into the night. Cunning woman, are you here?
Are they definitely gone?
You can wait until they're gone. Absolutely. Yeah, I think you'd probably
Not
wait
like
sort of like 10 minutes.
Hiding in the woods or
Yeah.
anything.
And he's sort of just traipsing around going, cunning woman, never... Just need... Cunning woman!
Okay, I'm going to shuffle out of the woods.
He sort of stops and sees you and goes, there you are. I'm sorry I'm late. I got tied up with things.
You brought them here to my home.
I didn't bring them anywhere. They followed me through the woods. They wouldn't leave me alone with their ramblings about the Frostmaiden.
They are quite mad. That comes from me.
That is saying a lot, cunning woman. Look, do you have it? Please. My nerves are up here.
And now they know where to find
They
me.
do not bring them to you, cunning woman. Just to
Did he bring them this far?
I would say he was like 50, 60 feet away from your clearing. Look, they do not know where you are. They wouldn't leave me alone, and they snuck up on me. Didn't realize they were following me till it was too late. Look, I'm sorry. Look, but the offer still stands. If I am happy to move you into Termalaine proper, I can give you a place in the market hall. Or if you require your own shop, I'm sure I can procure you one.
This is not the time for such things.
Here, I'm going to hold out the bag,
Mhm.
and just before he takes it, I'm just going to snatch it away a little. I'm just going to say,
I must never let anyone follow you to my home. And know that they are quite evil, these priests.
I agree. Please give me my tea.
I'll give him his tea.
I'll snatch it, and he'll just open it and just... And as he closes his eyes and he opens them again, you can just see they are filled with tears as he sort of releases this. You see, like, what is usually like, he's a stocky guy. Like, he's the son of an adventurer. Like, and he's probably had an adventurer to himself. He is well built, and he beelines it through, and he finds a place to sit within your camp, completely ignoring the fact that there is a half-charred bear in the middle of your sight, and we'll sit down and we'll just use the bag of tea as like a brown paper bag and just hyperventilate into it.
Okay. I'm going to start boiling.
Tears rolling down his face.
I'm going to start boiling some water. So, in case he wants a cup of tea. And saw at the bear carcass.
Would you have like some bear beef jerky?
He sort of looks at it.
Fresh bear jerky. Good for the soul. You can talk about it if you like.
Yeah, some fresh bear jerky would be great. And could you just brew it, please? Please, cunning woman.
Yeah, I'm going to, if there's any of the acorn brandy that's kind of come through the distillery, just drop some in as well.
Absolutely. And he takes it and he's sort of like, barring the fact that it's probably scorching his mouth, downs half of it. They still won't listen to me. The town guard, my militia. I promise you, it's the speaker of Targos. It's Nalith. I'm sure he is wrapping them around his finger. What am I going to do? My mother held this town for so long. And the militia won't speak to me. The priests are... to just drive me up the wall. Oriel this, Frostmaiden that, sacrifice this. And now the miners are refusing to work.
These priests, they do not speak for Oriel. They speak rubbish. And you with the voice of reason. But why won't the miners work?
I can't do anything right. I can't keep anyone safe. They're either freezing their asses off, or they're half starving because we can't get into the lake because it's frozen over, or the miners are being attacked by whatever's come up from the Underdark. We lost a miner yesterday, and they're refusing to work, and I can't convince the militia to go in and kill whatever creature is on the loose in there. I don't suppose you have a balm for that, do you? For ridding a mine of an Underdark monster.
If you were to ask me for help, I could not refuse, but there would be a price. Always a price.
He sort of looks at you for a long moment, sort of squints. Are you saying you do have a balm for a mine?
Perhaps I have a balm for a monster, a murderer, in the shape of a big stick.
Well, I will not inquire upon your methods, but, cunning woman, I could do with your help. I am at my wit's end.
Then I cannot refuse you, and I will need access to the mine.
He sort of goes round and you hear sort of a jangling of keys, and he pulls out a key. This will open it. Here.
And are you willing to pay the price?
I have already sacrificed a lot. I will sacrifice whatever it is to save this town. And you have been nothing but kind and helpful to my people. And I would have you remain here forever if you wished.
I'm going to reach out for the keys and grasp his hand. And I'll say,
Oris, you are the voice of reason in this madness. And inside of you, although you may not feel it, is a rock. And you are strong, and you must never give up. Now go, and I shall prepare my balm for my big stick.
He sort of cocks an eyebrow. All right, gunning woman. You balm up your stick. Thank you. Come find me if you need anything. Sort of downs the rest of the tea. I can do this. This rock shall not crack. And he walks off into the wood.
Right, well, I'm going to collect beef but jerky.
Mhm.
And I'm going to go off into town to find some associates.
Excellent.
Sorry, I couldn't help but giggle.
I love it.
It was such a good metaphor.
So good. Right.
I just say something. I've just also particularly enjoyed, like, hey girl, do you want to come and clean my room?
Hey girl, my room's so tidy. Want to come see? Oh my
Well,
god.
it's not that tidy, but you could tidy it for me while I'm out.
Such a fucking pigsty. Hot, right? I have great flirting, I have you know.
You got game.
Yeah.
I love it. Let's come back to Topiary. Who do you gather first? Who's the first associate you get?
God. Well, I'm going to shuffle into the market and find Pignut.
Okay. Pignut, you are currently sat there tending your stall when you hear a gruff female voice. So what's that meant to be? As you look up, you can see the woman who came in with Targos, Targo herself. She is the owner of the new shop in town.
Oh, hello, nice to meet you. My name's Pignut Fiddlehead. Thank you for your inquiry. This here is a lovely piece of art that I've used using carrots, eggplant, lettuce leaves, and grated courgettes.
What? Sorry, no. What is
it's people dancing around a fire naked.
No, I can see. I'm surprised. I can see what they're doing, but what are they? What is an eggplant?
Tell me you are ignorant to the joys and wonders of vegetables. Vegetables? He says it correctly. If he's going to educate her, he's going to say the fucking word.
Educator.
Educate.
What's a vegetable?
Oh, they're the most nutritious and wonderful things for your body. They grow in all sorts of things, really, but mine mainly come out from under the ground. Oh, would you like a free sample? And I'll hold out. Well, I'll just point at pick anything you like.
What's that? What's that one?
Well, that's a hairy carrot. That's a Brussels sprout.
Torga picks up the Brussels sprout and sort of like with teeth bared and sort of like tongue like coming out of her mouth, like.
That's it. Oh, how do you feel?
Like I've eaten garbage.
Garbage? Oh no, it's an acquired taste. Soon you'll be wanting to rip your clothes off and dance around everywhere. That's the reviews I've been getting lately.
And she sort of just drops it back onto the mat.
Oh no, but you can keep it. I can't sell that now.
Well, put it where it belongs. Back in the garbage. Filthy.
Oh.
And she sort of just storms off. As Topiary enters.
I'm going to shuffle straight for Pignut.
And as you know, as that happens, you can hear a lot of the. And this happened a lot to you, Pignut, when you opened your shop, when you entered the market. All would just go quiet, and you might hear the old whisper. And the same thing has happened as the cunning woman enters. I heard that if you upset her, she'll grind your bones into a balm and sell it to your dog.
I'll allow that.
That's the only whisper you hear.
Okay. I'm just listening out for the W word.
The W word.
Something she doesn't want to be called.
Wench.
Oh.
Wench.
All right. I understand now. I was like, what is this part of your backstory that I've already forgotten?
Anything like anything people are saying where I'm like made out to be like terrifying and scary, I'll allow that.
Yeah, which is totally what it is. It's just like, she'll give you the pox. You know, she'll curse you with just one look.
If someone says I'll give them the pox, at that point I will turn my head. They're not going to see me staring at them. There's a glare. You can't see it because I'm wearing a hood over my face.
You hear?
You can just maybe see my mouth set.
Yeah, and you hear she turns to her friend. She goes, check my skin. Am I breaking out? And they start freaking out in the corner.
Mutter. Cure poxes, I do. Mutter.
I'm going to go off straight for Pignut.
My adorable little Pignut.
Hi, Granny Topes. Just give me 1 second. And he's going to pick up the Brussels sprout and he's going to throw it at the woman.
Yes.
Roll an attack roll for me. You can roll it as if you're rolling.
Is it too late to give him guidance? No, I wouldn't have known he was going to do it.
You would have just seen him like glaring after she was like calling it trash. You'd just be like looking up, this all glaring, and then he would just pick up the.
Yeah, I think we'll just leave this to the dice.
What am I adding?
Just whatever you do for your normal attack. So with your bow and arrow, we'll just treat it like that.
Cool. Ooh, 26.
26. She's turning and she's talking to a customer. And she's going, yes, we procured this in Brynshanda from a very reputable source. Finer steel you... And it's lodged in her hair and she pulls it out.
Great toast, maybe we should go now. And then I'm going to start grabbing up all my stuff.
And as you sort of start grabbing up all your stuff and bundling it, as all eyes were once on the cunning woman as they entered, now all eyes are somewhere in between you and Torga as she is eyeing you, daggers.
I'm going to just step between her line of sight and Pignut and be kind of cool and like swish around and bang my staff.
I'm going to go, turn. Oh no, it's the cunning woman. I don't know why I'm using her voice. Oh no, it's the cunning woman. Oh no, it's very bad luck for the cunning woman to turn up on your first day in the market.
Roll me a roll me a deception check. You can be this is with assistance. This is with advantage because of the cunning woman.
Okay. 14.
14. There is instantly, of course. I can bear being here with the cunning woman. Imagine if we set up our stop if we were here. Oh God, we shouldn't shop from there. The woman who is currently buying from Torgs says, I don't need anything right now. Thank you so much. Bye. And walks off.
Uh-oh.
Wow, Pignut. Yeah. With a sprout and a comment, you basically destroyed her business.
She said my wares were trash.
Fair. Right. So I assume that Pignut's off. I'm going to follow him out.
Yeah. So you go and you meet just outside of the in the street. It is dark now. There is some light. They've got sheltered lanterns that are sort of hanging on some of the non-residential buildings, but it's not a lot of light. It's pretty close. It's like on the cusp of dim light out in the empty streets.
Many
Good.
times. Why are you here? In town? It's lovely to see you.
First thing first, Pignut. I'm going to take a little jar out of my robes and take a little pipette and just beep, 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 and just
Oh,
drop
no, he
some
doesn't.
eye drops
Yeah.
in his eyes.
Yeah. Thank you. And he'll just sort of like rub it in.
Pignut, you know that I hate coming to town and would only come for dire reasons. But the town needs our help, for there is a monster in the mines.
The mines? In my home?
Yes.
Oh, that might be why it was completely deserted when I came back this morning. There's nobody there. I'm surprised I didn't leave a note, though. At least let me know.
Well, a miner was killed, and I believe that they left in quite a hurry. I suggest we find Baskia and ask for her help.
Yeah. And then
And
we can be
collect
heroes.
big sticks.
Big sticks. Oh, yes, I'm on it.
And contrary to rumour, I do not have a balm for the sticks. We'll just have to use the sticks alone.
And with that,
I don't think Pignut has no idea what to say to that. Okay.
and with that, you make your way over to the docks. As you make your way down the... Well, actually, Baskia, what are you doing? This is early afternoon, just after the aurora has vanished. So we're thinking about like 3 o'clock, 3 o'clock. What does your part of the workday look like at this point?
She is probably now thinking about packing up. She's pretty good. She's pretty good at the job, but also like it's very like well fished. I feel like there's not a huge amount of fish in there anymore, but she's pretty good at it. She's probably got like, I don't know, 6 or 7 of the knuckle-headed trout already. She's probably got 1 line in, but like she, I imagine, has like already packed up like the sort of 3 or 4 others that she would have around. So she's just chilling out, thinking about knocking off, thinking about a morning probably.
You get like a little tug at your cloak. Oi, hey, excuse me.
What
You
do I
look
see?
up. There's this like tiny little halfling fella holding a pickaxe, very close. Goes, I notice you've got one of those line things, and 6 fish there in your barrel. Now, if you didn't have a line and you had and he sort of like spins the pickaxe in his hand, more of a handheld implement, how would you a fish?
Wait, how just one more time? How would you what?
And he sort of hits the ice and a crack goes
Well,
across the ice.
I'm working here. Hang on, just wait a second. Jesus. Oh, now you strike me, sir, as a miner by trade. Am I right?
You are very perceptive. Yes, I do work in the mine. Yes.
Excellent.
Yes.
Why might you be trying to fish today?
Because Strella Godmison vanished. I bet you it's a monster come up from the Underdark. And we ain't working in there until town speaker can bring in the town guard and clear the place out for us. So that's why I'm here with my pickaxe, looking at your fish and your line and wondering how I can hits the ice again, another crack goes off another direction, can get myself some knuckleheads.
I cannot overstate how important it is that you stop hitting the ice that we're standing on.
Well, how the hell
Please.
else do you get in there to get the fish?
Okay, all right, just come and sit with me, right, for a second. Like, okay, here's what you need to do. You need to, if you're going to do this properly, right, you need to trade this shit in. You don't need a pickaxe to be a fisher. You're not going to be able to douche a fish. Douche a fish? I don't know if she said that. Oh.
Bye.
That's a different lesson. That's coming up in a future time. She'll teach that to him later. No, so I don't think you're going to be able to bonk. No.
This reveals so much about your character.
I don't think you're going to be able to hit the fish on the head with a pickaxe. So what you need to do,
How about bonking it?
I mean, that's your own choice, but I would not recommend it. No, I think you need to ideally you want to trade in your kit. You need to make a nice hole. So you need to go away from here for a start, because I've already got my setup, but go maybe further down. You need to use your pickaxe to like gently tap out like a little circular hole. You see, like the one that I've got here. You need to get yourself some twine. I feel like you're not going to do this for a long time, so maybe just find like a big old stick or something in the woods. Get some twine. Get something like nice for fish to eat. I mean, Baskia would know what that is. What a fish? Worms. Get a worm. Find a little worm in the. There's a really good spot. There's a really good spot. Like, and she tells him the second best spot for getting like good stuff for the fish. There's a good spot like over there in the woods.
That's
but you got to be
far away from this spot that you're in. That's a long way away.
Well, I tend to do it like I'll go and get the stuff that I need to get the fish, and then I'll come here and I'll do it. So you just got to be a little bit more organized about it. No, what do you know about fish, sir?
That they don't live in the wood.
Well, yeah, very, very good. Very. I think you're going to do great at this. Yeah. I think, yeah, just I think just the only thing I really feel obliged to tell you is that the ice, you really should treat it with more respect, I think, than you think you should. And if you do,
and he gets down on his hands and knees and just starts sort of rubbing it. And goes, okay, you're gonna. He starts muttering to the ice as you catch the ire of Topiary and Pignut on the shore. Gonna get some wood fish. Hey, you're gonna let me know where that fishy is? Yes? Come on.
Okay, you know what? I have finished for the day. Why don't you take this one that I've pre-made for you? Why don't you go find yourself some twine or something? Don't hit the ice. If you go under the ice, can you swim, sir? Like I
certainly can. He like shoves the pickaxe in his mouth and
oh my gosh,
into the water.
Can he swim?
He doesn't come back up for a little while.
Oh my god, does he come back up at all?
Do you wait to find out?
She doesn't want him to die.
You wait there a good 2.5 minutes.
Oh wow.
Do you wait for 2.5 minutes?
No, maybe not. Can I see? Oh, the ice is probably too thick to be able to see anything. Can I like stick my hand into the hole and like see if I can like feel around? Like, is he still like just floundering in there?
Yeah, as you put your hand in, you feel the cold edge of the pickaxe. As you get the sense, and you can now feel the tremor of him hitting the underside of the axe with his pickaxe, trying to escape.
I'm gonna like yank him so that he comes up from the hole. You're trying to die? What the hell are you doing? Right, come on. And she'll like help him out.
Yeah. You just sort of, he sits down and he's like white and cold and wide-eyed.
Why don't you just wait for the mining shit to be over? I don't think this is for you. This is not gonna work out, I don't think. Good God.
Can I shuffle over?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to take from my pocket
A little bottle.
like a little pottery, small bottle with a cork in the top. And I will hold it out to him and I'll say,
drink this immediately and then find warmth very quickly. Do not hesitate.
Sort of like turns and look up at you. Who the fuck are you?
Cunning woman, they call me.
Looks back to you, Baskia.
Jeez, I would do that.
Reaches out, grabs it,
It's acorn brandy.
Nice.
He needs this.
Yeah.
Now go, for you must sit by the fire.
He's sort of like bewildered and doesn't quite know what to do, and he picks up his pickaxe and he sort of skates off down the lake towards the shore.
Oh my god. What? Did you see that shit? He just
Take the life.
I mean, it's kind of. I can't. What? Also, hello. Why? What? To what do I owe this pleasurable visit?
Baskia, your pallor, the darkness under your eyes. Here, I have for you a small tincture for exhaustion containing ginseng, ginger, and licorice root, and some basil. It appears that you have not slept much last night.
That
I'm gonna
is.
give her a little photo.
That is accurate, and I accept it. Thank you very much. I didn't really get as many fish today because, like, I was just probably not on my game. But I got a few, which is great.
As
like,
you say that, you
sit
can
yourself
see
down.
that there are about 4 times as many people fishing out here. There are a lot of people fishing out here. Usually there's usually about 5 or 6 people. There's a good 20. A lot of them, but they're probably catching about the same number of fish that is usually caught. Because a lot of these, as you would instantly recognize, Pignut, are miners.
Pignut, on the mention of Baskia having caught some fish, he's gonna drop the a massive pile of sticks that he's been collecting for the cunning woman on the way over here, and then go and see what fish she's caught. What'd you catch today, Baskia?
They're all just like the trout. I didn't catch any of
He's
the.
gonna pull out all the trout just to get a really good look at them.
Just start pulling out, and they're all sort of like medium-sized, knuckle-headed trout. Yeah, reddish in hue. They've got the big sort of bulge on the front of their heads. Yeah.
Okay. And then he'll pop them back in the bucket. And he'll be like, oh,
Feeling
what a
nostalgic?
good haul.
Thank you.
Yeah, no,
thank
you're
you.
so much better at it than I am.
I just think we had different approaches, and it's
Yeah, I had a similar approach to that guy that just jumped into the.
You did have a similar approach, but also you're more geared up for it probably. But yeah, how are your vegetables?
Oh, they're great! I got a 5-star review today, from Damo, the town crier, from the eggplant and the carrot that I sold him yesterday.
That's I swear to God, I keep picking out your accent. It's really hard. That is what are we doing? We're doing that. That is actually kind of a relief, just because of what it's kind of a relief. I'm glad that he loved them.
Yeah, he loved them so much. He took all his clothes off and danced naked by a fire last night. So he broke the law.
There you go. That is the power of vegetables. It's actually not the power of vegetables. Is this okay? It's
the power of vegetables, Baskia.
It's the power. Okay, good. Yes. Well, I'm very happy that you had a 5-star review, and well deserved. Well deserved.
Thank you.
Hey, did you guys hear about this mining thing? Like, apparently someone died down there.
Oris has asked that we go and investigate, or he asked for help.
Now I'm going Australian as well.
Let's all be Australian.
We can just all do it.
I could not deny him. Will you join us in the mine?
Yeah, I actually, to be honest, I'm not really. Yes to that. I you know me, I like to adventure. We've never. Wait, but what are we facing? He said it was from the Underdark. We don't know. Okay. Do you know anything else? Have you just signed us up for this without any other information?
How could I refuse?
That is true. That is what you live by, isn't it? I forget that. Okay. Well, are you thinking right now? Have you given him?
Why don't you sell your fish, and I will help Pignut to find one big stick rather than many small sticks.
Oh, sorry,
Although
Granny. I
we'll
got
keep
confused.
these. No, these are excellent. These are excellent. We'll keep these.
Okay.
And I will make a bundle. I'm going to tie them up with some reeds.
We could cook one of the fish.
Wait. Are you having lunch first? What's happening?
Right on the icy lake
Yeah.
as well. Oh yeah.
Maybe later. Or now. I don't mind.
All right.
I've got
No.
beer jerky.
Oh, that's actually a really great shout as well. No, look, okay. I said that I'd give Clyde and Marta like at least 5. So I've got you. We could do one fish. That's fine. We could do one fish. There's so many fishermen today. They're gonna get loads. So I'll give one to these guys, and I'll be like, you do that. We'll meet at the meeting spot that we've met at before because we're locals here.
The mine.
And that's right. Let's meet at the mine. We'll meet.
We shall go to the mine and set up a fire, and there we will cook the fish, and you shall arrive later, and we shall eat, and then we shall go.
I love this plan. I'm gonna go and give these to Clyde. And yeah, I'll be there straight away.
As you
Priorities. I'm going to have lunch.
as you head to the East Side Inn, you head in and you find Clyde is actually downstairs for a change. He's in a large chair by the fire, which makes sense. He's warming back up after the sacrifice of warmth. And kneeling at his side is Trix, chatting, telling him about the various places she's been on, all the sort of what the happenings of going on in the other 10 towns. He sort of chuckles, and you see Marta there as well, sort of smiling a little bit further back. But yeah, then I'm heading off over to Lonelywood next. I've heard they're having trouble with a bit of a moose over there. Can you imagine? A moose is, well, I think a moose is killing their hunters, which must be a pretty big game. Marta tells me you were a bit of a hunter in your day, Clyde. Do you think you get over to Lonelywood and take that one on? He goes, well, I don't think I will quite make it there, but I mean, I could give it a good step. Sort of coughs and splutters. And sort of she gets up and just rubs the back of his back as you enter. Oh, Baskia, there you are. Done for the fishing?
Wait, is Trix rubbing his back, or is that Marta?
Trix is rubbing his back. Trix is like there, like.
Oh my! What a scene. Hi. Yes. No. It's Clyde. I got you like 6 fish today. I hope that's okay.
6.
Mm.
We will eat well tonight. Thank
Are
you,
you?
Baskia.
Oh my God, it's fine. It's really nice to see you out of your room. To be honest, this is really great.
To be fair, we had to open all the windows, and it was getting too cold, so I had to bring me downstairs.
That makes sense.
Yes, Master's like, it should be clear by end of day. Thank you, Baskia.
This is amazing. I do actually need. I'm gonna head straight back out again. Just a quick flying visit. I just wanted to drop these to you, but I'll be back. Sort of imminently. I just need to go and sort the rest of my equipment out and just get it all sorted. Also, there's a lot of people out on the lake who should not be out on the lake. Like a whole bunch of miners. Like one guy just like dove in. I mean, it's crazy out there.
Trick sort of turns and goes, do you want me to go speak to these people? Do you want me to kick them into shape?
No, although I love that thought. I think they're just a little bit lost. Like there's a problem with the mine, but no, it's okay. Maybe tomorrow if they start encroaching, I'll get you to come and flex your muscles a little bit, maybe.
All right, I can do that. Could you roll a deception check for me?
Yep. That is a natural 18 -1, so 17.
Okay. She looks at you and then walks over to you, sort of just out of earshot of the other two, says, well, you go look after your equipment and look after yourself. I hope this is not another I have other plans over the night of the sacrifice situation.
I cannot overstate how Baskia is like jelly. She is having a lovely time. This is all quite unexpected for her. But she will just smile, and I think she will lean in and just give Trix a peck on the cheek, like a bit of a lingering peck on the cheek, and just kind of say quite quietly, like, look at you caring about where I'm going and who I'm going out with. I'll be back, don't worry.
You know I don't give a shit about what you're doing.
Oh, there it is. There's my girl. and then I'll leave, and I'll sort of say bye to the other two as well, and go out of the door. It's like a proper spring in the step.
And as you sort of go out to join the rest, and actually, Pignut and Topiary, as you're walking through the town outside the market hall, you see Damo, who is there. He's got a bell and clanging it and going, new enterprise, best vegetables this side of, oh God, what country this side? This best vegetables in all of 10 towns. Come here, gather, you will not be disappointed. Starting sale tomorrow. Pignut's vegetable stand. You will not be disappointed. I guarantee you. I had the best night of my life. It warmed me to the soul, even on the night of the sacrifice. You won't be disappointed, ladies and gentlemen. And like people are starting to gather around him, and he's sort of trying to really promote and upsell what's going on.
These strange villagers. Why do they love their vegetables so?
Oh, I don't know, but like something's going really well in life. This is great. He wants a cut of the earnings though as well. Maybe it's just all a big business enterprise, but I don't mind. If I can make people more healthy by eating my vegetables, then all the better.
Your vegetables, Pignut, are the most excellent vegetables I've ever tasted. But it is strange that they're this enthusiastic.
Yeah, I had to wash them all this morning, just, because of that mold that we found last night. I gave them all a good wash this morning, but hopefully they won't be. I'll be able to get rid of most of it.
It is for the best. Always knew that you would achieve these heights. Well done, Pignut.
And as you make your way up the mountain road, you also pass Speaker Orus, who is surrounded by 3 or 4 members of the town guard and a couple of priests. And you can see him, he's standing there stern and talking them to directly. I understand your concerns, but do not worry, I have it under control now. The mine will be open very soon, I can promise you that. I have my best people on it. And before you say anything, priest, we will make sure that Oriel will receive her sacrifices, but sacrifices that we are able to give her. Sacrifices that will not cause the people of Termalaine any dismay. We can both honor the goddess and ourselves at the same time. And as you sort of wander by, he eyes you, and you can see he's got this mug of tea, and he raises it up to you as he's sort of talking to these people.
I like nod,
Yeah.
but I'm going to shuffle us away because I don't want to.
Yeah, and you shuffle your way up. You build another fire. You start cooking a fish. And Baskia comes and joins you, and you're in front of the mine, which have these weird, odd-shapen creatures made out of snow piled up around. There's this long creature with one too many legs and a long snout and an oddly crooked tail. There's this rotund, round creature with sort of looks like long robes, but it's more like ooze kind of like dripping off them. This very bad, proportionally tall figure with large, misshapen, pointed ears as well, and all other manner of strange snow-created creatures around the mine entrance.
I'm gonna point to the horrors and be like, recognize anyone here?
Do we?
Anyone?
This is.
Is it recognisably us?
It's if you like squint and you go, oh, I see what they were going for, and then you open your eyes and then you see what it really is, and it's a little bit offensive.
That's why this is the most amazing art piece that I've seen for much time. You are very talented.
Granny, I've tried to make these sort of works of art before, but the miners don't like them. But I suppose this is a silver lining for them not being here today.
It's their loss. I'm sure they will be much pleased when they come back.
Maybe they'll keep them. They got this way, this way.
And as you enter the mine, you find yourself in sort of the central hall, where there are tables all set up with mining equipment. You can see there's sort of a check-in book where people sort of go in and out. There's various other ledgers of the minerals that have come and gone, and there's this large set of doors with a heavy chain and lock on them, and also a sign that is slightly to one side, where the sign wasn't here this morning, and on it in a spiraling cursive reads "Cobalt only" in common.
Oh, that's new.
Is it?
Wasn't here this morning. What's a kobold?
Men.
Well, that cut out a little bit then. What was that?
I think it's a little lizard men.
Oh. Oh,
I see.
I bet they're lovely.
I don't know if she's ever met a little lizard. Would she know what a kobold is? Kobold or cobalt?
Cobalt.
Oh no, I'm willfully misunderstanding.
Okay, got it. Okay, cool.
As far as I'm concerned.
Maybe they don't realise that there's a big monster down there, so we're going to have to rescue them as well.
Would I know that from my background?
Roll me a history or a nature check.
Okay.
What background is that? Baskia?
You don't know. History or nature? Oh, okay, cool.
It's the cobalt background.
Yeah.
Well, it's a natural 20. I know everything about everything. 21.
21. Cobalts are not natural to the Underdark. So if cobalts would be very, very unlikely to have come up from the Underdark.
I think. Go on.
But cobalt are native to Icewind Dale.
Interesting. And to be really clear on what I'm asking, Sarah is very confused about whether we're talking about cobalt, like Cobalt, or like kobold, like the little lizard people. Like, does the word like? How's the word spelled? I'm so confused.
I'm reading them from my notes, and I'm like, have I spelled kobold right in my notes? C-O-B, kobold. Sorry, it's kobold, not cobalt. Kobold.
Okay.
C-O-B-O-L-D. So kobold as in the little mini dragon people.
Incredible. Oh my God. Thank you. Great. I will be like, this is weird. Like, this is not like, they don't normally live in these, well, I guess they're little, they take advantage, don't they? Maybe they've just come in, but it is weird. It's been a day. It's just been like one day and they're in. They're only little.
Well, we should not send them away. They may be in need. They could live here together.
There's loads of room. Come on, let's go rescue them. Like heroes.
Are they particularly good miners?
I don't think that they're okay. Baskia like follows these two in, and I think she's like, "Oh, this isn't the trip I thought it was going to be."
Is that what you're thinking about this whole campaign?
It's like, guys, I made a serious character. What the hell?
As you unlock the big heavy padlock and push open the doors, you are welcome to a processing room, benches and tables with large needle-like devices and drilling devices to break up the ore to get the minerals from within. You can see shined semi-precious gemstones scattered upon tables and some in sort of some crates. You can see a lot of sort of rubble and dust that's sort of everywhere. And the tunnels sort of carry on. It is dark in here. There's no one's been in to light the torches, so it is pitch black. I believe you all have dark vision.
No.
Oh no! So it is dark.
Not yet.
I don't think I have.
I don't until later.
Although I can't see it anywhere, but I feel like I do.
I feel like elves
Yeah,
do.
I must do. Like, yeah. I'm gonna find it, but yeah. Oh no, I do. 60 feet. 60 feet dark vision. Wow. Okay.
So,
Can we
so-
find a torch?
Yeah. There's torches that line the walls that are easily lit.
Oh, great.
Okay. I'll take one of those.
Before we light anything, can I see anything in the 60 feet that I can see?
Yeah, just everything in this room, and then it narrows into another corridor that disappears, sort of goes around a bend, so you're not quite sure where this leads to.
But this room appears empty at least.
Yes, it does.
Okay, great. I can see a little way. Piglet, I can't believe that you can't see in the dark.
No, I love the dark.
Hmm.
I feel at home in the dark, but maybe it's because I can't see that I like it. I'm eating lots of carrots. I've been told that'll help.
That's what I've heard. That is what I've heard too.
Roz.
Oh, excellent. Okay. Well, I'm thinking like if maybe I go a little like we'll light some torches, but if we're trying to sneak up on anyone, or I don't know, just kobolds are tricksy. Do you want me to go ahead a little bit as well?
Well, yeah, you have a little prejudice to the kobolds. If they're friendly.
Yeah, that could be nice.
They could be. You're absolutely right. They could. We should also entertain the notion that they may not be friendly, and I just want to put that into our little working brainstorm here, just so that we're all aware that we may be with bad kobolds. You know, there's bad ones in every breed, but
They left a sign.
they did, and we have disrespected that sign completely, and they may or may not be
True.
happy about it. You know.
Perhaps they search only for a home
Perhaps.
to belong.
Yes. I
Would you deny them such a thing?
I would not deny anybody a home. No, but I
I made this place my home. I'm very grateful, and I think I'm nice.
You absolutely are. You know, I let's just go down here and see what we're gonna see. And good, excellent.
Let's make friends with the kobold.
Low level adventuring. Yeah. So leaving the other two behind, Baskia, you make your way forward. Are you just strolling through? Are you going stealthily?
I mean, she's going stealthily. I don't know what these two are doing.
I'm gonna roll along. I'm gonna shuffle noisily behind you.
So are you sneaking forward? Or are you just all going as one?
I think Baskia would try to be, just because she's quite aware and is feeling quite protective as well. She's sort of like, oh God, like, but I mean, yeah.
I'm just going to be chatting away to Pignut.
They say there is a moose loose there.
A moose loose?
A moose loose.
As you round the corner, Baskia, you feel like there is no opportunity for you to hide what was going on. But it's funny, as you round the corner, the noise from those two are completely drowned out as you hear the heavy rushing of water echoing around you, drowning out all noise as you enter into the mine proper. A vertical shaft that delves deep into the earth, miles and miles into blackness. The mine is situated around this large hole. Coming in and out, you can see planks of woods and various pulleys and ropes to traverse and go into the opposite side to mine, on one side to mine the other. You can see there's about 3 levels of different walkways and bridges that go across this vertical shaft. You can see to your right there is a whole lot of planks which have been forced into the side of the mine, to the side of the drop, with braces as a bridge that goes around about a quarter of the circumference and then into another tunnel and then disappearing. On the far side you can see a waterfall that is flowing, which, Pignut, you would know that is where your stream ends and disappears into the Underdark below.
As she's just looking down there before these guys catch up, she'll just sort of look down there and then sort of mutter and be like, yeah, feels like home. And then these guys will come along.
And
Granny, was it a loose moose or a moose loose?
Moose loose. I'm saying it in your voice now.
All be Australian. Roll a perception for me, Baskia.
Perception. 16.
16. Yeah, with a 16, you can see that there is the level you're on, and there seems to be 2 levels below that. The level below has more of these planks of woods that are making pathways around the circumference. But on the level below, there is a heavy rope that is stretched across the precipice with a large sort of almost like a bucket, which seems to be used to transport stuff from one side to the other. But that's on the level below. But from where you're standing here, you don't see a way to get down that level unless you want to brave a 40-50 foot jump down onto another platform. But this pathway does lead around the circumference and then into another tunnel.
Okay.
Can I do something? I just want to cast. I'm going to take some leaves from my robes, a leaf of mistletoe.
Stop this talk now of the moose loose, will I? Burn this mistletoe in sprig of spruce.
And I'm going to burn it and use the ashes to cast a Pass Without Trace.
Okay. So
So
everyone will
that'll-
get a +10 to their stealth. When you release the spell, like, what does that look like? Is there any other like strange visual components, or is it just sort of the shadows hug closer to you?
I will like take like a tinderbox, like a little lighter. Oh no, I'll light it on the thing. What am I carrying?
A mace?
The torch.
Oh, a torch.
And it will burn, and I'm going to kind
Mace.
of like almost like incense. The smoke will whirl up and around everyone, and the ash, and almost kind of create a hazy cover that will blend us in with the stone around us.
Nice. Perfect. So as you do that, you feel sort of warmer and feel a little bit more sheltered in this darkness, even though despite you have a torch, it will help you to a degree to at least feel like masking sort of where you're going and where you've been. But do you press on around this corner? Yeah. As you head around and you leave the vertical mine and into the walls and into another cave, it opens up again and you find a large platform with a hole cut into it and a drop that leads down about 30 feet, 40 feet down to the level below. There is a huge pulley system set up and a large platform. I say large, a small platform that holds one medium creature or two small creatures at a time to go up and down this pulley system that will go, and the pulley's got a crank on it, and you crank yourself up and down, which will lower and raise you to the next level.
Can I see any signs of kobolds?
Yeah, roll me
Or like hear them,
a
or...
survival or a perception check. 7. The rushing water echoes through this whole place, so you cannot hear anything. You can see many footprints and scuffle marks throughout this cavern. There's a lot of heavy traffic. There are some marks that might be claw marks, but they could also be the heads of pickaxes.
Is the only way down? Yeah. Shall I go first? Because I'm, no offense, the lightest. Just to make sure it's not broken first.
Yeah, I just feel a little weird about you going over there on your own. That's the only thing. Also, I don't think
I'm brave. I face death.
You're absolutely right, and we will. How far across is it? Like, how far over?
So this isn't going across the... So you've gone into the walls, so you can't see the mine shaft proper anymore. This is going directly down to a tunnel, which will most likely lead back to the main vertical shaft. So this is just going vertically up and down.
So Pignut small, Topiary, are you considered medium as well? Okay, because yep.
It's one at a time.
Yes, it
we
is.
Send Pignut, then we can yank him back up really quick if we need to.
I like that plan.
I'll be fine. I'll hop in.
Yeah.
Is Pignut wearing armor?
Yes.
Okay.
What sort of armor am I wearing? I think it's just leather. Yeah, leather armor.
I'm gonna lay a hand on your shoulder, and I will say,
I know that you will be safe, Pignut. Take care.
and I will cast Blessings of the Forge. So, object grants a +1 bonus to either AC or attack and damage rolls. Which I think lasts for... I didn't say how long it lasts.
So you get to... I think, if I'm right, you get to do it on one piece of equipment per long rest.
Yeah, okay,
So
cool.
this will
So I'm
last
going to
the
cast it
entire
on
day.
his armor. So you got a +1.
Oh my god. That's amazing.
As you feel Is this a warmth? Is this what does it feel like? What change does Pignut feel to their armor?
Like my words of reassurance make you feel the warmth of confidence. Like it's like your armor feels more confident in itself as well. So you can feel that sense of it too, a reassurance that it will be slightly more resistant.
Right.
Pignut's gonna say, "Thank you, Granny," and he's gonna puff out his chest, and he's gonna march over to the pulley system.
And you get in and you start cranking yourself down very slowly. The process takes about 30 seconds to get you down. So you crank down, and the further you crank down, as you look around, did you take a torch with you?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, you've got a torch. It opens up into another holding area where sort of various minerals and earth would be loaded in. It's quiet, other than the rushing of this water that's echoing through here. But you feel that sensation that you feel every time that warmth, that homeliness, feels stronger. But you don't feel it anymore, you hear it. You hear almost a humming and like something's buzzing, and you just can't quite place it, and it's ringing in your ears, and it doesn't stop.
Can I move my ears around to try and find where it's coming from, or is it just everywhere?
It's just everywhere.
Oh.
As you get out and you stand on the soft earth, you can see the shaft again, the vertical shaft, and you can hear the waterfall, and you can see the next slats of wood that lead around that are going to go to the sort of the next section of the mine.
I'll put the. I assume I can do it from the bottom. I can. Send it back up.
The pulley. You can send the pulley back up,
Yeah.
and you stand there alone for about 30 seconds. This humming.
Can I try and harmonize with it to see if that does anything?
Yeah, as you do, you feel the resonance go through your body and almost feel a light vibration
Oh no!
through you as well. But as the platform
he's gonna keep on singing in
yeah.
different things.
As the platform gets to the top, you can just hear Pignut singing from the below. And who gets in next?
Oh God.
Will be left
I
alone
think
at the
unless Topiary Baskia will want to get straight in afterwards, unless Topiary has anything to say about it. Yeah.
Just before we go down, have we passed like a pickaxe anywhere?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Can I pick up a pickaxe?
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'll say, "This reminds me of my mother," and I'm gonna keep it.
It's mine.
Let's talk about that another time. Okay, let's go.
She was a pickaxe.
Baskia, I feel like as she's cranking and you say that, she's just like, as she goes down, like looking at you.
And she goes down, you start
down.
hearing from Pignut. I think it's cutting out your humming.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Very sad.
I'll
We'll
add
pop
it in post.
yeah.
And you get down to the bottom with Pignut after about 30 seconds.
What do I... Pignut? What the hell are you doing?
Can you hear it? Can she hear the humming?
She can hear you humming.
Excellent.
She can't hear the humming that I'm hearing.
No.
Oh.
Can I hear the humming?
You can hear Pignut singing.
Okay, cool.
I can hear humming.
You're humming. What are you...
No,
Hey.
but it's there now when I'm not humming.
Wait, okay, let me listen.
You hear the rushing of water.
I can just hear water. You can hear humming. Where's it coming from?
It's from everywhere. It's all around us. Why don't you harmonize with me? And so I'm gonna pick a note. I'm gonna pick a note, and you go a third above that.
No, 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 no.
Right. So can I lower myself down, or do they
Yes,
need
you
to?
can.
Okay.
You can.
So I'm going to lower down, and hearing the humming, I'm going to take my schwarm out, and I'm going to be like playing a harmonic, and be kind of like I'm going to throw my torch down first, so I don't have to hold it.
God.
So I'm holding my schwarm with one hand, and then
No, don't you feel warm and fuzzy?
Oh, I feel so many things. I will do like a very quick like a perception check to try and see if anyone else is like hearing this madness.
Yeah, as you roll a perception roll
Okay.
for me.
Oh, that is not good. 12.
12. Oh, I see. Perfect. I misspoke a little bit. So you can hear the shaft and the flowing water from now, but all you can actually see is the corridor, the mine sort of snakes its way around. As you can still hear the water rushing through it, sort of just echoing through this whole place. As you make your way, sort of peering around the corner, thankfully, the music at this distance is masked by the waterfall, but the room opens up into a large chamber with chairs and little side tables with cards and flasks of ale, and it looks like a breakout room, sort of where the miners would chill and relax. There's a little cot set up the side, and as you peek around the corner, you can see a red-scaled small... Sorry, I'm a little bit belchy. You can see a small red-scaled creature, long snout, sort of flat ears across back its head, rifling, like digging through a crate. Throwing sort of bits behind it. You can see a second one is then sifting through all the stuff that lands around. No, and then like picks up like a big chunk of dirt and goes, and it just breaks around and goes, sort of just starts sort of rushing around. Can I get a stealth check from you? Just to see if they see you or not.
+10.
+10.
Oh, okay, great. That is going to be good.
Oh wait, am I within 30 feet of her?
Great question.
Yes, you would be.
Yeah.
27.
27. Yeah, they have no idea you. Yeah, I rolled a natural 8. You're fine.
Oh, cool.
Am I still playing a short? So it's a shorm, not a schwarm.
Sure.
Am I still
I like
playing?
a schwarm. A schwarmy schwarm.
I still don't know what it is.
Like, have we
Oh, I
seen
know.
them?
No. I'm going to say Baskia with this perception check has sort of
Okay,
led her
cool.
around the corner.
Okay.
It's like the predecessor to the oboe. Like, you know when you hear medieval
So it's a
music and there's
massive-
always like a
Yeah.
Right,
That's it.
gotcha. Amazing.
So funny. I will go back. I will go back to these two, and I will just be like, guys, there are two of them in the room. They're like looking like they're trying to find shit or do something, but I'm
Baskia,
coming
you
in.
missed my top note. Just I'll keep it quiet, but okay. Oh, okay, you found them. Or did you tell them to get out?
No, and I came back here to tell you guys because I know that you think that you might want to make friends with them. I don't know if it's the right way forward. I just want to make it really clear, but also, you know, they haven't done anything yet. But we should just go in. Let's just go in and just see what they're doing. They don't know we're here. It's very loud. Thank God. I don't think we need to play them any more music. Are you still hearing this thing in your head?
Am I? Yeah, I am. If I move away from where I'm standing, do I still hear it? Like, does it get quieter or louder?
As you move further into the mine, it gets a little bit louder.
Oh,
So
oh,
I can't hear it.
getting louder.
Can I just
Getting
look in his
louder.
ears? I just want to check his ears.
Yeah, you like peer in his ears. You can see. I mean, you can see scars like at the base of his ears, like right round the base of them. but you don't see anything like blocking them or anything in them.
Oh,
Yeah,
it gets
must have-
louder as I go this way.
Yeah, I must have better hearing than us.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can help them find what they seek.
And I'm gonna if those two go in, which I think they're going to,
Mhm.
I think Baskia will just try and she'll try and stay. Oh no, will she? No, she'll be ready. She will be ready. Like her hand will be behind her back.
Okay. Yeah, it's Topiary as you sort of round the corner with Pignut. You just walking into the room? Yeah, great. They're like stifling through all this rubbish and stuff. How do you approach them?
Well, if we can get in there without them seeing us, I'm just gonna.
Remember, so you'll be entering with a torch, because otherwise you won't be able to see.
Then I'll be like, cunning woman, they call me, and I may be able to help you find what you seek.
They sort of,
And this is Pignut and Baskia.
they both sort of look at each other. Does anyone speak Draconic?
Oh.
No.
Nope. They sort of, and they launch and they run towards you, pulling out little daggers and javelins. One of them just instantly throws a javelin at you, Topiary. For
Stick time, Pignut.
for a 14 to hit.
A what? Sorry.
A 14 to hit.
No.
No,
That's not
the
gonna
javelin
hit me.
straight past your head. The other one runs right up to you, Pignut, and sort of jumps onto you with its dagger.
Can the javelin? Can it have flown towards me and just gone thunk, thunk?
Yeah,
Like fell off?
yeah. It just hits you and falls off. Absolutely.
No.
Does a 16 hit?
Oh, it just hits.
Just hits. So as it climbs up onto your back, rolls. Oh, it's very dark. I can't see what I rolled. 4 points of slashing damage as it slashes at your back, and you get the sense it's not going for you. It's trying to slash your pack off your back. You guys, what do you do?
She was ready, so
Yeah.
her short sword will be out, and I will attack the closest one.
Yeah, roll
Probably
an
the
attack.
one.
That will be the one on Pignut.
Yeah, I was going to say the one on Pignut. Faux show. Okay. Do this one.
Yeah, what does it look like as you run over with your short sword to strike?
I
This
mean,
one on its back.
she practices. She's not like amazing yet, so like getting her sword out is seamless,
Mhm.
and like she probably thinks that she looks really cool, but I would say that she just looks like a woman slightly panicking, charging into
Okay,
battle.
cool.
She's not quite got the walk yet. 17 to hit.
17 hits. Roll your damage.
Incredible. That is 8 points of damage.
Yeah. As you slash across this cobalt, it sort of launches back and jumps off and stares you in the eyes and goes, "Shit!" and runs off. You, Pignut, and Baskia, you'd get attack of opportunities if you'd like it, as it's trying to beeline out of this cavern and further into the mine.
Can I try and grab it?
Yeah, roll a this would be an athletics check against its acrobatics.
Oh, natural 18, which is good because it's plus nothing.
Ooh, that is a 13 for me. So yeah, you grab it by the scuff of the neck.
Incredible.
Pignut and Topiary, you can see Baskia now has one of the kobolds. The other one with the javelin is trying to find a second javelin, realizes it doesn't have one, and just looks at you both.
Can I get to it and grab it?
Yeah, you run up.
I want to grab it by the wrist and be like,
No, I know you speak common, naughty kobold.
roll me an athletics check to grapple. Roll so rubbish.
14.
14. Yeah, you managed to grab it. And it looks at you, goes, "No, I don't. I don't speak any common."
I just said it.
No,
yeah.
I said,
We're not
Hi.
here to hurt you. We can help.
You're hurting my wrist.
Tell me what you seek, and perhaps we can help you find it.
Food. We need food. Is there food in here?
Oh.
Do you have food? Feed
I'm
us.
gonna give it. Yeah, I'm gonna give it bear jerky.
Yeah, you pull out the bear jerky. Do you let go of it?
No.
No,
It
you're
can take
holding
it
on
with
to
the
it.
other
It's,
hand.
it's trying to like pull away from you while it's eating the bear jerky, and the one that you've got, Baskia, is trying to get out of your grip
Yeah.
to get to
I'll
the
give
bear
it.
jerky.
I'll give it some bear jerky as well.
Yeah, and they're both just chomping away.
My God, how long have you been down here?
An aurora ago. An aurora ago.
She doesn't laugh. That's me. Also, do we know what an aurora is? We probably do.
So an aurora happens every day now in
Ooh.
Icewind Dale, ever since the Rime began. And auroras is how a lot of people are referring to the passage of days. The day
Got it.
starts with an aurora, which is like it's like a twilight.
You've been down here a day and you're this hungry?
We've been traveling for weeks. There's no food anywhere. We found Trex. Trex brought us here. Said there would be food.
What kind of tracks?
Trex knows all sort of things. Trex is born from dragon. Trex speaks so well, like human, like you, like elf, better, knows more. Says that the miners want the mine back, but if we live here, it's ours and we can have it. Do you have any more bear jerky?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna give them all I've got.
And they just go crazy over this bear jerky. Bear jerky, not beer jerky.
I love how it's evolved from beef jerky, bear jerky, beer jerky.
Did you know though that there's a big old monster down here? Your lives are in terrible danger.
When you say that, the other one goes, well, we've not seen Drill since we arrived, so... But we go boats, we die all the time, so it happens.
Real? Is he a friend of yours?
We were quite amicable here.
Real.
Drill.
Real.
Drill.
2 people missing. Ben, is that right?
Well, Drill, I mean, I've not seen Drill since we got here, but I've been looking for a lot of food. More beer jerky, more beer jerky.
More bear jerky.
Yeah.
I can find for you.
Oh, yeah.
But you must help us, for we must find these missing people and to do away with any monster here.
Go. I speak to Drex. Drex knows all. Drex will help you.
Drax is a dragon, did you say? Because I don't feel great about that.
No. Drex is born from dragons. Drex has wings. Drex can fly.
What and why did they come to the mine?
Told us that town is safe. That in town we could. There's food in town, and so we came here first to the mine and tried to speak to the miners, but they weren't here, so we just took the place for ourselves.
Interesting. Oh, so when you got here, it was already empty.
It's our mine now. No one was living here, so we claimed it for us. That's what Drex said.
Excellent.
Yeah, no. What is even better than living in a mine?
Beer jerky. Bear
Yes.
jerky. Beef jerky.
All the jerkies.
Jerky.
Imagine all of the jerkies that you
Yes.
could taste
Yeah.
and eat. Imagine that.
Yeah.
And if you worked in the mine,
What?
all of that could be yours.
Why?
It would be like a trade.
But you
Then
have...
maybe you wouldn't die so much.
Also, have you heard of vegetables? They're the new thing.
Would you like a free sample?
It's
It's
food.
food.
It's food.
Food. Food.
I'll pull out some sprouts because I feel like they need some love today
Mm-hmm.
after the way they were treated earlier. I'll be like, here.
It just grabs them, just...
Yeah.
I have some more sprouts, jerky.
Well, yes, it'll be 1 copper.
Well, see, here is why you would work in the mine. It's a trade. All these useless rocks and the people of the village will give you food, more than you could even eat.
Yeah. Go speak to Trex.
Okay, take us
Trex,
to
no.
Drix. Take us to Drix. Take
Trex.
us.
Yeah. Okay.
Lead us to him.
Wait before I let this one go.
No, don't let him go.
Who
Please
the
let me go. Please let me go.
They will take us to Drix.
who the hell is I'm speaking in yours now. It's tricky. Who the hell is Drill though? There's so many people. Is it like a party down here? What's going on? Like you haven't seen Drill for a while, but you've only been here for a day. Like
I haven't
who are
seen
these
Drill
people?
since we arrived. Drill arrived with us and then disappeared.
Is he also born of dragons? Who is Drill?
Well, he's like us.
Oh, so he's small and
Kobold.
annoying as well.
Yes.
Okay, great.
What?
What?
There's Greg and there's Small and there's Guy and there's Kresk.
Counting. Any more? Are these your brothers and sisters?
There are other kobolds.
And have you seen anything, large, scary
Oh,
down here?
Trex is so large and so scary. So, like, just big wings and flaps. Ah.
I do an
We're
insight
just
check.
going to find him and see
Nice.
these flaps for ourselves.
Yeah, you can roll an insight, and as you guys start moving with the kobolds, roll me an insight.
Oh, natural 20.
Natural 20. Very distracted by the food, but also very there's a great respect to this Trex character. As you make your way through the corridors, they start to descend once again, and you've gone from the first floor to the second, or below 1, below 2. You're heading into the next floor. You find yourself back in the vertical mine shaft, and you can see another walkway leads around and then into a tunnel. You can see this big wire that goes across from one side of the shaft to the other, leading into a cave on the other side with this bucket-like contraption, another pulley system that will take you horizontally across. As you descend, Pignut, the humming gets louder and stronger.
Yeah, can I say that to the kobolds? Do you hear that humming?
If you give us some beer jerky, we'll tell you.
That's not up to me. You can have another sprout. That's what I have on offer.
Give me a sprout.
Give him a sprout.
I don't hear any humming.
Can I have disarmed the one that I've got? Like whatever
Yeah.
weaponry they had, like they don't have that anymore.
They have javelins and daggers, which you have sort of dumped on the floor on the way out.
They now have nothing. Like that's
Great.
it.
I'm not
Um,
going to disarm mine, but I'm going to check him for like any kind of like rashes or, just like subtly, not like, just kind of not too intrusive.
Yeah, make a medical check, a medicine check. Sorry.
Yeah, maybe I can work out why they're so hungry. 21.
They are very malnourished. They are. It's not uncommon in Icewind Dale that people are starving And it's not just people, because crops don't grow, because the seasons don't happen, the lakes are frozen over, the game is getting more scarce. You are trapped, and there is a finite amount of food in Icewind Dale. Yeah. And it's not only affecting the humanoids, but it's also affecting the creatures of the land as well. As you round... yeah.
Right, okay, no, I can't do it here. I've got a thing I can maybe do if we get to the surface to help them.
Okay. As you round the corner and you get onto these rickety platforms with the bucket pulley system going across, you can see where the pulley system goes. This is a new mine shaft that has opened where they've recently started digging. You can see a lot of sort of mining equipment and barrels and piles of earth. And Pignut, you pick up two things at once. There is powder, colorful dust, similar to that you have found across your fruit and vegetable, or your vegetable patch, staining the wood that you're standing on. Almost leading deeper into the mine, around the shaft and further in where these kobolds are leading you. But at the same time as you see that, you are pulled by this hum, and you look across the way and into the new cave that they are digging out. You can see this large gemstone that is protruding from the wall, and you almost hone in on it. And instantly you feel a connection with it, and you can feel yourself drawn, and you feel that sense of home, that hum, that resonance is coming from that gemstone.
Oh. Well, he's just gonna we'll beeline it. We'll be like, oh, this is something lovely. Look, guys, look how pretty.
So that gem is across the shaft.
Oh, sorry.
So you will need
so
to
I can't get to it.
Yeah, you can. You'll need to get into the sort of like, it's like a big bucket and a crank that will crank you across the precipice to the other side.
Okay. Yeah. The humming is telling me to go towards this. This is a good thing. And look how pretty. And I'm gonna start heading over to the to the pulley.
Yeah.
Also, mind the mold. Granny, you had a look at some of that last night. It's on some of my veg.
Wait, Pignut, the gem. Do you think the gem is the cause of the humming? I don't think you should go over there.
No.
Trex is this way, not over there. They're over here.
Oh.
I mean, I've never spoken to a gem before, but does this not fill you with some trepidation? Like, am I the only one here that's thinking, like, we maybe need to just be, like, a little bit careful about what's going on?
Well, tell Trex you're coming. And they're the two
No,
kobolds.
no, I'm not letting go of him.
One of them wanders. Oh, they both, like, go to wander off, and they kind of go,
No.
anyway,
I would
okay,
prefer
we'll stay with you. We like
an
it here.
official introduction from the self.
Say that again. Sorry.
From the self.
From yourself.
I said I would prefer an official introduction to Drex.
Oh.
Do you want Drex to come out here?
No, we'll go together.
Okay. What about your friend who's halfway across on the pulley?
Okay, we might have to go there first.
I'm not sure I'm halfway there. If the adults say I shouldn't go, then like he will stop if he has the capacity to stop.
Yeah. You have autonomy.
He has.
Baskia, why Why hate the mine? Mines are lovely places. Miners are lovely people. I feel right at home. This reminds me of my childhood.
With the pickaxe and your mum pickaxe. Excellent. I know. You know what? You know this. You know that I have lived underground for a little while, and not everything is great down here. People are talking about the Underdark. Pignut's hearing humming, maybe from gemstones in his head. Like, it just doesn't feel like amazing.
Not enough reminiscing of happy times for us all underground. What shall we do? Pignut, do you feel that you must get to the gym?
It's a really weird feeling, Granny. It makes me feel like home. And I don't think I've really felt that ever from my recollection, because I don't remember anything. So I'd love to go visit it, but if you say that now's not the time, we should go meet this Drax person, then that's the priority.
I feel that we will be speaking to Drax for some time, so perhaps a quick trip across the gorge.
That's all the confirmation he needs, and he'll jump in and then
and start pulling himself across.
Is there just one of the?
Yeah, there's just one. It's similar to the bucket.
Okay.
It's like one at a time.
And
I'll be right back.
Okay. Oh, Baskia looks like she's dying.
I believe in you.
As you pull yourself over and get onto the other side and you land, you see this gem. Large at the top, small, narrow at the bottom. A little bit like kind of like a skull shape. And it's like lodged into the wall. And it looks like the miners were trying to dig it out before they left. And as you walk over, the humming gets stronger and stronger.
And I start singing along with it.
You sort of hum. Yeah, and it resonates with you, and you can feel it, and there's a transcendence about it. Like, you can, I don't know how to explain it. There's just this connection to this crystal that you never felt anywhere else.
Can I put my hand on it and sort of investigate it? Can I see?
Yeah,
Can I
as
understand
you
it?
reach out and touch it, two things happen at once. Baskia and Topiary, you hear, I hear that we have guests. What are you, a cunning woman and a pale elf? How peculiar. As you see this kobold with a staff walk out, like, and has like little high-heeled boots that go up their legs and a little vest and these huge wooden wings that come out of its side, and with a big rucksack.
That's brilliant.
He joined our party. I don't care how we do it.
Wooden wings.
I heard such a commotion, I just had to come and find out what it was myself. Why are you interrupting our hunt for sustenance? Perhaps you've been sent from the town. Perhaps we can make a trade. Perhaps my standing can be put into your society. And as that happens, Pignut, you hear none of this, as your eyes flash wide and a black sky is all you see, and green bubbles and glass and strange creatures, purple like eggplants, whispery beards like the hair from the carrots, eyes like sprouts stare at you, start tapping on the glass until it starts to crack and break, and there is an explosion, and you plummet into blackness. And that's where we'll end tonight.
Oh,
Can you hear me? Does it pick up clapping?
Does
No.
what an end?
Silent.
Well
Let's do this instead.
done. That
Yeah.
was.
I realised I shoved
goodness.
everything in this cave and I went, oh, all of this is going to have to happen at once.
Also,
Oh my
I
God.
love the cobalt.
Oh
Oh my god, I love
Oh
them
my
so
gosh.
much.
They are awesome.
I'm so glad we didn't kill them.
Yeah.
Poor Baskia, though. Oh my god.
She is like in the twilight. She's like, you guys are in the twilight zone right now. This is not mine.